Hello Malaysia, this is Gerryko here, and this is a Wait a Minute production. Today is the 27th of December 2013. It's a Friday, it's 7:30 p.m. and I'm gonna do a booklet review of this excuse me, MSI notebook that I got from Laoyat Plaza from one of the MSI showrooms, which you can or please do attend or go and visit that shop. It's on the topmost level of Laoyat Plaza, kind of near that ASUS service center. So let's get on cracking. MSI, as you know by now, hopefully, you know that I have a GX70 MSI laptop. So far I am kind of like it's a mixed bag about the performance of this laptop. Um, the laptop camera does not work. I haven't done or I haven't like serviced it because of this problem. I haven't used the laptop camera at all. So the MSI showroom here, they say bring it over and they'll have a look. Maybe it's a software problem. And also there's the service center a few floors below in Laoyat Plaza itself also says bring it overnight and they'll fix it. I'm also quite peeved with the GX70 because regarding the hard disk, I don't know what's wrong with it. Sometimes when I transfer files using the USB or transfer files within the laptop itself, my second hard disk drive, which is 1 TB, it suddenly stops. It stops and disconnects itself from the motherboard. So I don't know what's wrong. So that's my gist or my experience with the GX70. I'm not that impressed with the CPU, the A10 Richland AMD ATI CPU. Of course, if you have the money, you go and get the i7. But the GPU I think is pretty awesome lah. HD8970M. If they keep on like say coming out with all those drivers to make it better at playing games or process stuff, then it will be awesome. The most important thing is the support. So let's see the first page of this MSI thingy. So they have the GX, the GT, which is the most. I mean, MSI is a Taiwanese company. They focus on gaming laptops on the cheap, so it's much cheaper compared to other stuff like say Alienware, which is quite expensive and too expensive. If you buy the Alienware, that means you have the cash. They have the GS, the GE, and the GP. So the rest is I'm not going to touch on the GS, GE, and GP, but I'm going to touch on the GT and GX only. So the performance here, they say 12 reasons to buy the MSI gaming machine is the keyboard is by SteelSeries. I seldom use the keyboards glowing here and there, but it's possible to glow it in many different colors and kind of distracting the glowing, changing of the colors and like a waveform. So I just leave it as a rainbow color, which does not change in color, just static. So I don't care about the keyboard. So Killer Double Shot, that's the online thingy, prioritizes online game data packets. So if you like to play online games like Company of Heroes 2, maybe this is one of the features that you like. Then regarding their hard disk, they have the Super RAID 2, and also they have a high performance graphics card, depends on the laptop what it has. The NOS, I don't know what the NOS design, it automatically applies more power to boost your CPU and graphics performance. Then the Full HD 920x1080p. If you want to like if you have the cash or you're fucking rich or you live in KL and your mom and pop has a business and maybe you're Chinese or Chinese, that means you have a business, or if you're Malay, that means you have connections somewhere in the political sphere. You have three. I mean, I'm just generally, I'm not racist, I'm just saying it, okay? So me, no offense to the Chinese or the Malays, I don't give a fucking shit. I'm just saying my views. Hate it or love it, fuck you. So the matrix display, if you're fucking rich, then you have 3 monitors. This is good for people who love to like play, like say Call of Duty. They have this feature, if I'm not mistaken. Call of Duty or Battlefield, you can have 3 monitors and you can see the shit out of the thing. Nowadays, the games, they have these types of features. They make use of 3 monitors at once. And it's also very good for people who love to like play driving games. I think they have the features, but I don't think so, but I know they have it. Which games I do not know, because I do not like playing games like driving games. So far I do not game a lot. Okay. uh, the only thing that I do that's gaming related is I play XCOM Enemy Unknown. I haven't touched the new expansion that came out this month itself, the Enemy Within expansion pack. Because I'm still playing the Enemy Unknown, I haven't finished playing it at all. So that's one thing. And something else, I like to like watch the TFN network, the Frontline network. They cast Company of Heroes 1 and Company of Heroes 2 games. Excuse me. So it is very entertaining to hear Fatal Saint and Tommy cast about the strategies of all the players. Every night I just watch one or two of their games, and I mean how they cast is very nice. Would couldn't have believed in a million years that I would actually be watching people play the game Company of Heroes, and spectate on it. Maybe because there's like two entertaining casters then that makes it fun, and that's why. So back on here, the anti-glare display is pretty good in my GX70 as well. It's good, and you don't see the glare that much. Sound is I don't give a damn. They have the Dyne audio, the audio boost or whatever. So next up, let's see what they have in display. On display, sorry. My English is terrible, so maybe I'll switch my accent to something else, which would be very jarring, and you might accept that I am an idiot, and my command of English is really bad. So I think today I said something to like that the beautiful girl Ellie Yin. I said that she seems very educated, because her command of English is really good. Of course, much better than mine. That is, her English is very good. Okay. So why would I? Never mind. I don't know why I just brought up Yin. Let's see here. Killer Double Shot is for the online gaming. Matrix display. Nah. The super rate is that the hard disk thingy. So it goes very fast at 7200 revolutions per minute, or RPM. So the faster it is, the faster the data is accessed, and of course it's best if you have a solid state drive. But that is a bit expensive nowadays. I mean it's very expensive because it's a new technology. Maybe in a couple of years' time, when you can have a SSD drive at around around like say one terabyte within this size here, then it should be very cheap, and the computer that you have would access data or turn on at light speed. So but nowadays, now it's too expensive, so fuck it. So the problem with a gaming laptop is when it runs very hot when you're playing a game, the GPU would overheat sometimes, and it needs air to cool it. When it comes to like a desktop computer, you have either air cooled ventilation or water, or sometimes if you are into the extreme side of things, very enthusiastic about computers, and also have a lot of moolah, then you can have those nitrogen cooling systems. Then that's really a niche area. So when it comes to laptops, I think they still only depend on the air to cool the GPU, the CPU as well. So this is the Steel Keyboard series. A lot of rainbow colors. You can modify it using this software here, which I hope they would upgrade the system, because I think it's not that intuitive. The NOS, I'm not so sure. I think it's just to like boost the CPU and graphics performance by pressing one button. The fan will turn on, and I guess it will like say make the graphics card work well. So the sound here is by Dyn Audio. The audio boost, although there's a small little silver thing at the back of the laptop, which is supposed to be the bass, I find that the GX70's bass is not as good as it should be. Of course, if you compare the laptop's audio system to a dedicated audio system outside, of course the laptop would lose hands down, definitely. That's why I prefer to use my LTED lensing that is like say 20 years old, I think. That's still awesome. The dedicated boost, oh, the oh my god, it's powerful, very powerful. I'm enjoying the sounds. So let's get back to, let's see here. I don't know whether you can see it or not. So this one is the GT70 Extreme. Oh my god, it is really extreme actually. So let's focus on it. GT70 Extreme. Oops. Oh, no. I'm confused. This one here. Let's see whether I can find my finger or not. Okie dokie. The GT70 Extreme, oh my god, it's 14,000 ringgit. That's roughly about, how many US dollars? 14 divided by 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Wow. Almost about 4,000 US plus dollars. 4,000 US plus dollars. US dollars. You'll be getting the 4th generation of i7. Windows 8, which I think word of advice, if you have Windows 8, try not to upgrade to Windows 8.1. Windows 8.1 is still very new, so do not. It has given me my laptop a lot of problems regarding the net Microsoft Work something 4.0. So don't just stay with Windows 8. Once 8.1 has been like say stabilized in a few months or 1 year, then you can go ahead and upgrade into 8.1, because there are a lot of problems and they still haven't given you the start button at all, so fuck them. The start button like the Windows 7 and the other previous types of operating system, a lot of people are still hanging on to their Windows 7 and they are very very happy with it, especially Windows 7 Professional. There's no point in upgrading to Windows 8 because fuck it, it's for tablets. If you have a non-touch screen laptop, there's no point in having the Windows 8 at all. So wow, it has okay, there's a 17.3 inch laptop that definitely 32 gigabytes of DDR3 at 1600 megahertz RAM. 32 gigabytes, that's a lot, you know. That's a fucking lot. Super RAID 128 gigabyte SATA 3 SSD, that is. 1 terabyte of hard disk, Blu-ray, blah blah blah, the rest. 14,000 ringgit. That's a lot of money. I wouldn't buy this. Nope, I wouldn't buy this at all. Unless you're in KL, you're a son of or daughter of a rich man, Malay, Indian, Chinese, whatever. However, your family gets the money, you have the cash, just go and buy it. I don't give a shit. 9,000 ringgit for this GT70-220D. Yeah, 20D. So it's an i7, 16 gigabyte, and almost the same thing as this GT70 Extreme. So it's 9,000 versus 14,000 because of the 16 gigabyte of RAM. This is 32 gigabyte. So if you double it, it will increase in price from 9,000 to 14,000. That's about it actually. And there's another GT70 at 7,200 ringgit. Difference is 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's it. 8 gigabytes of RAM. The rest of the stuff, maybe it has this one has no SSD drive, 128 gigabyte SSD drive. So the next one next one will be this GT70 C. GT70C at 6,100 ringgit. So wait a minute. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to say that the previous ones, the GT70 Extreme and whatever the rest, they have the NVIDIA GeForce 780M, 4 gigabytes of GDDR5. Fucking hell, that's a lot of power for the graphics card. And this is a GTX 780M. M is for mobile, GTX is for graphics card that is for gaming, and 780 is actually a high-end graphics card from NVIDIA. There's like 760, 770, and 780. If it's 60, 70, and 80, those are the three things you should consider. This is 7, that means it's supposed to be a 7th generation, so I don't know whether it's true or not. The middle number, the 80, the 70, the 60, that's they will class it as either a low-end graphics card, which is a 60. If it's a middle end or middle class graphics card or gaming graphics card, it's a 70. And if it's a 80, that means it's a high-end graphics card for that generation itself. So this C here is very high. It's extremely high graphics card here. So the next one will be this section here, the 20Cs. So they have the 770, the GTX 770 with 3 gigabytes of DDR5. That one is a middle class graphics card, and 8 gigabytes of DDR RAM, 3 that is. This one is 5900 i7, 4th generation i7, also 770M GTX GeForce. So well, it's not bad. And another part here, I think it's too much of a hassle to actually look at it that way. So if you are in the GS section, which I said earlier that I'm not going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It has the GTX 765M. So as I said, 760 is the low-end gaming graphics card. 765 means it's slightly above the low-end gaming graphics card, and it's reflected in the price as well. This is 5,800. This GX 70-20D. This one is much cheaper. The GS 70-20D is at 4,900 ringgit, and it's also the 765 GTX M 2GB DDR5 gaming graphics card. The rest is same graphics card here, the 765s on this GE60, and it's the same shit. And the rest is not much to shout about. It's lower end. Like say this is not this 3,000 ringgit laptop here. This one here, GP60-20D, 3,000 ringgit. That means about 1,000 US dollars. Has an i7, which is good. The graphics card is a GT740M. It's not a GTX, it's a GT. GT, do not sniff at it because it has no X at the end of the GT. It still can play games, okay? What kind of games? The games, any other games, but at the lower end setting, graphics setting that is, they can play it. And also can play all those games, those internet games that requires less gaming processing power. Graphics processing power, that is. So it has I'm not going to talk about this one because it's a 15-inch. I don't like laptops that are too small. This is a 14-inch. This is 4,200 ringgit. I'm not going to talk about it. And this is the one that I have here with that price history fella there. I haven't redeemed the code yet because I don't intend to play the damn game at all. It came free with it, so fuck it. It's 4,900 already. Comes with the AMD Richland A10 5750M quad processor, Windows 8, the AMD Radeon HD 8650M, and not only this this graphics card is actually two graphics card, 8650M plus the ATI Wimbledon XT HD 8970M with 2 gigabytes of DDR5. So it's two graphics cards. I don't know how they actually use the technology, so I don't know, who knows. And 17.3 inch, 8 gigabytes of DDR RAM, the 750 gigabytes of 7200 RPMs, blah 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 blah, same shit. So they didn't change much of it, and the score for this gold at 9.0, which is pretty good because it's cheaper. But then again, the A10 5750, I think the Richland CPU is kind of like bottlenecking, unless they, I mean, I think they're trying to like update it with some kind of software upgrades and whatnot, and I think it's gradually getting much better. And this one is the old one, the GX60, which is smaller in size, 15 inch. I'm not going to talk about it. There's nothing much new. I think that's the end of my video here of this this MSI promotional material. So I'm concentrating only on the gaming thingy. So my friend Zari Abdul Muhammad, he says that I should get the smartphone. I'm not into this one. He says that whatever I do, the things that I do for YouTube, it's best to actually have a Twitter account and whatnot. I said, nah, it's kind of like, I mean, once you have a smartphone, you are like tethered to it. All the updates in Facebook, whatnot, it kind of like takes you away from the reality which is now here. So try not to be too connected, I think. So that's my my take on this MSI, the new products which are kind of very expensive actually. Very expensive. Very expensive indeed. GT70 Extreme, oh my god, 14,000 ringgit. Holy shit. Very expensive. But you get what you pay for. High-end graphics card, the GTX 780M with 4 gigabytes of DDR5 and 32 gigabytes worth of RAM. That is one fucking awesome laptop. So that's about it. Hopefully you have seen everything with me here and not doze off. So so far MSI is okay. It's a mixed bag. It's I bought it about 4,200 ish something. So they're still selling the GX70, so it has been a mixed bag with me. So that's about it. Thank you for listening, and if you like my videos, do subscribe, and hopefully I'll have something more interesting to show you. Bye bye Malaysia, and see ya.